Hey guys, so today I want to talk a little bit about the timeline and how it's been affected by COVID and what you can do to make sure that the timeline for you and your team continues to remain strong. So, as you know, many of you have filed your appeal and many of your consultants have already had an informal or a formal hearing. I know that one of the questions that's been coming up to certain folks is, I want an in-person hearing. With COVID, that's changed some things. So typically you're required, the appraisal district's required to give you both an informal hearing if you want one, and then a formal hearing, and that formal hearing to be in person. However, with COVID, things have changed. So what the appraisal districts have done is provided telephonic hearings, Zoom hearings. However, just know that you do have a right to a formal hearing in person with somebody, but if you request one, just know that that date could be later in time, because right now, with COVID, the appraisal districts are still not conducting formal hearings at the offices. So just know that your timeline could be extended. So what a lot of folks are doing is electing to go ahead and have the formal hearing so they can get their order determining protest and continue their timeline for litigation and the next steps of reduction sooner than later, and not delaying what I would consider sometimes the inevitable. So for a lot of folks who have the order determining protest, or they might be in that scenario, nothing has changed with the timeline. It is still 60 days to determine whether you want to file a lawsuit or not. What I would tell you is, so from here on, the timeline should relatively be the same. However, just like the ARB process, the court systems are also having to have some time pressures and crunches as well, with a lot of courthouses being closed, handling hearings and certain motions via Zoom only. So you will start to see some extensions of time here as well. So typically the process is going to be a little bit elongated. I know that this is a critical step right now for a lot of folks, particularly because they're feeling the pressures of 2020. Their first quarter and the second quarter of the year has not been as strong as they had anticipated, and they're seeing similar results in third and fourth quarter. So their expectation is to see a lower property tax bill than the year before. However, remember, your 2020 tax bill is based on how 2020 year ended and how your property was on January 1st of 2020. So this step is going to be even more important for you to ensure that you're able to meet your financial needs for the end of the year when the tax bill is due. Which brings up an interesting question, which has also come up a lot, is what do I do with my tax payment? My tax bill is higher than it's ever been. It's more than I can afford right now. So there are options. Contact your tax attorney or your consultant, because there is a section of the tax code called section 42.08, which allows you to have different payment options should you need to do that. Don't also forget to contact your state tax or your county tax collector assessor's office. They also have payment option plans for you. So just to know that COVID has affected some of this timeline. However, your options for once you've had an ARB hearing and file litigation still remain the same. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out to any one of us at the team at Patel Gaines. You can reach us at protests@patelgaines.com. Thank you.